while, but his work is magnificent. It's worth it. I'm finally recognizing myself from us. But didn't you feel like a flower? All the way? Really? Oh, marriage. Let me tell you. It's been a ride. Yes. The Duchess, actually. So, yeah, like my husband is Nicholas. Did I have a flower? Yes, it's very good. It's your birthday. Happy anniversary. Hello.
You are a fine, dignified woman. You must know the Duchess.
You must. Sure.
Oh, so do we? Yes, we're close personal friends with the Duchess.
She found her husband.
She did?
If you are from Syracuse, I won't tell you.
Antipholus.
Yes.
Okay.
He's fun. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet
I got a little bit of the thing in the top of it.
Doesn't smell like anything.
Very, very many travelers. These must have been very nice.
It'll just have to be in it.
Did you see this large crowd? There's so many people. No, I'm from Syracuse. Not West Point. But did you see the picture? Yeah.
I want to know.
No, but somebody said that their cousin was from Syracuse, but they didn't bring them. They fish there this morning, though. Oh, it's not going too well, but it could be better. I have a lot of people to talk to out here. One of them has to be from Syracuse. Yes, very much so. I definitely need to earn that badge to show how amazing I am. I mostly just talk to people that come into the town. It's the other one that does stuff. That's what you get when you're in charge.
I see. So you're hoping to be the one in charge.
Yes, of course.
Nice stuff in your cap.
Oh yeah, when you are in charge, you don't have to do anything.
Oh, officer. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, Cassandra, you're looking very lovely today. Yeah. Your hair looks so lovely. Oh, gorgeous. I match your dress today. Oh, but I must not take a flower. I am on official duty.
If you're sure.
Yes, very, very sure. I have to find lots of... What was that? Yes. Yes, I have been working out. Can you tell? I've been trying to fill in my pantaloons quite well. I will... Yes. Well, Cassandra, the other jailer says you might have found the Syracuse, so I must go.
Okay.
There.
Proceed, Salinas, to secure my fall, and by the doom of death, end woes and all. Merchant of Syracuse, plead no more. I am not inclined to infringe our laws. The enmity and discord which of late sprung from the rancorous outrage of your doom to merchants, our well-heeled countrymen, who, wanting guilders to redeem their lives, have sealed these rigorous statutes with their bloods, excludes all pity from our threatening looks. For since the mortal and intestine jars twixt thy seditious countrymen and ourselves, it hath in solemn synods been decreed to admit no traffic to our adverse towns. Nay, more, if any born at Ephesus be seen at any Syracusean marts and fairs, Again, if any Syracusian born come to the Bay of Ephesus, he dies. His goods confiscate to the Duke's dispose, unless 1,000 marks be levied to quit the penalty and ransom him. Thy substance, valued at the highest rate, cannot amount unto 100 marks. Therefore, by law, thou art condemned to die.
Yet this is my comfort. Your words are done. My woes end likewise with the evening sun.
Well, Syracusian, say in brief the cause why thou departest thy native home, and for what cause thou camest to Ephesus.
Heavier burden now been imposed than I to speak my griefs unspeakable yet. That the world may witness my end was wrought by nature and not by violence and all others, but sorrow.
In Syracusa was I born. In Syracusa was I born.
And wed unto a woman happy for me, but by me, and not her half as bad. With her I lived in joy. Our wealth increased by prosperous voyages I often made to Epidemium till my factor's death and great care of goods at random left drew me from the kind embracements of my spouse, from whom my absence was not 6 months old, before herself, almost fainting under the pleasing punishment women there, made provisions for her quality. Soon and safe she arrived where I was. There she had not been long, but became a joyful mother of 2 goodly sons. Which was strange, one so like the other as could not be distinguished but by names. That very hour in that self-same inn, a meaner woman was delivered of such a burden. Male twins, both alike. Those for their parents were exceedingly poor. I bought and brought up to attend my sons. My wife, not meanly proud of 2 such boys, made daily motions of our home return. Please? Unwilling, I agreed. But alas, too soon. A league from Epidemion had we sailed before the always wind-obeying deep gave any tragic instance of our alarm. No longer had we retained much hope, for what obscure light the heavens did grant did convey unto our fearful minds a doubtful warrant of our immediate death.
Or what?
Which I would have gladly embraced, had not the plainings, the piteous plainings of the pretty babes, and the weeping of my wife, weeping before what she saw must come, and the babes weeping for a fashion ignorant what to fear, forced me to make provisions otherwise. And there it was, for other means was none. The sailors sought for safety by our boat, and left the ship sinking right to us. My wife, more careful the latter born, fastened him to a spare small mast, such as seafaring men provide for storms. To him, one of the other twins was bound, whilst I had been like equal of the other, our children thus disposed. My wife and I, fixing our care on whom our care was fixed, fastened ourselves to either end of the mast, and floating straight, obedient to the stream, was carried to a port as we promised. At length, the sun gazed upon the earth and dispersed those vapors that had offended us, and by the benefit of that witful light, the seas waxed calm, and then we saw in the distance, we discovered 2 ships from afar making a main to us, of Epidaurus that, of Corinth, this. There the ship. Oh, let me say no more.
What?
Gather the sequel by what went before.
Hey, forward, old man, do not break off so, for we may pity, though not pardon thee.
Ah, just kidding.
Had the gods done so, I had not now worthily termed them merciless unto us. That's ere the ships came by twice 5 leagues, we were encountered by a mighty rock, which being violently torn apart, our helpful by the unjust divorce of us, fortune had given to us both alike. What to delight in, what to sorrow for. Her part, poor soul, seeming as burdened with lesser weight, but not with lesser woe, was carried with more speed before the wind, and in our sight was taken up by fishermen of toil, as we thought. At length, another ship had seized on us, and knowing who it was their hat to save, gave helpful welcome to their shipwrecked guests, and would have reft the fishermen of their prey, had not their bark been very slow of sail. And therefore, onward did they bend their course. Best you had heard me suffer from my bliss, and by misfortunes of my life to go on to tell sad stories to my own listeners.
And for the sake of them thou sorrowest for, do me the favor to dilate in full what hath befallen of them, and thee till now.
My youngest son, yet my eldest parent, at 18 years, became inquisitive after his brother, and importuned me that his attendant, as his case was like, reft of his brother, could retain his name, might bear him company in the quest of him. Lo, I labor to love to see, or hazard the loss of whom I love. 5 summers I have spent in the farthest Greece, roaming clean through the bounds of Asia, and coasting homeward, came to Ephesus, hopeless to find, yet loath to see unsought, or that, or any place that harbors men. But here must end the story of my life. Happy were I in my time yet, all my travels bore me they live.
Hapless Aegean, whom the fates have marked to bear the extremity of dire mishap. Now, trust me, were it not against our laws, against my crown, my oath, my dignity, which princes, what they may not disannul, my soul would sue as advocate for thee. But, though thou art adjudged to the death, and passed sentence may not be recalled, but to our honor's great disparagement, yet will I favor thee in what I can. Therefore, merchant, I'll grant thee this day to seek thy life by beneficial help. Beg, try all the friends thou hast in Ephesus. Beg thou or borrow to make up the sum and live. If no, thou art doomed to die.
Hopeless and helpless does Aegean wend, for to procrastinate life with men.
Therefore give out your epidamium, lest their goods too soon confiscate. This very day a Syracusan merchant is apprehended for a rival here, and not being able to buy out his life, according to the statutes of the town, dies ere the weary sun set in the west. There, here's your money that I had to keep.
Go, back to the centaur where we host, and stay there, Dromio, till I come to thee. Then this hour it will be dinner time. Till then, I'll view the manners of this town, peruse the traders, gaze upon the buildings, and then return to sleep within mine inn, for long travel I am stiff and weary. Gets thee away. Many a man would take you at your word and go indeed, having so good a mean. A trusty villain, sir, the very oft, when I am dull with care and melancholy, lightens my humor with his merry jests. Will you walk about the town and then return to dine within mine inn?
I am invited, sir, to certain merchants, of whom I hope to make much benefit. I crave your pardon. Soon at 5 o'clock, please you, I'll meet with you upon the mart, and consort with you until bedtime. Until then, my present business calls me from you now.
Farewell till then. I will lose myself and wander up and down to view the city.
Sir, I commend you to your own.
needs that I cannot get. I am to the world like a drop of water that in this ocean seeks another drop, and falling there to find his fellow forth, unseen, inquisitive, confounds himself. So I, to find a mother and a brother, in this quest of them unhappy, lose myself. Here comes the almanac of my true date. How now? How hast thou returned so soon?
Returned so soon, rather approach too late. The cap unburned, the pig falls from the spit, and the clock has struck 12 upon the bell. The mistress has made it once upon my cheek. She is so hot because the meat is cold. The meat is cold because you come not home, and you come not home having broken your fast. But we that know which is to fast and pray are penitent for your default today.
Stop in thy wind, sir. Tell me this, I pray. Where is the gold I gave you?
Oh, sixpence that you gave up Wednesday last to the saddler for the mistress's crupper. Why the saddler has it, I kept it not.
I am not in a sportive humor now. Tell me, and dally not, where is the money? We being strangers here, how darest thou trust such great a charge from thine own custody?
I pray you, jester, as you sit to dinner. I come to you in post. If I return, I shall be post indeed. For my mistress will scour your fault on my pate. Means your ma, like mine, should be your clock and strike you home without a messenger.
Come, Dromio, come. These jests are out of season. Reserve them till a merrier hour than this. Where is the gold I gave to thee?
Why, sir, you gave no gold to me.
Come on, sir knave, have done with this foolishness. Where hast thou disposed thy charge?
My charge was to set you from the mart to your home, the Phoenix, to dinner, where my mistress and her sister stays for you.
As I am a Christian, answer me this. In what safe place hast thou left my money? Or I will break this merry sconce that stands and tricks that when I am undisposed. Where's the 1,000 marks thou hast of me?
1,000 marks? Why, I have some of your marks upon my shoulders, some of my mistress's across my pate. But not 1,000 marks between you both. If I should make you pray those worship again, perchance you will not bear them patiently.
My mistress marks. What mistress slave hast thou?
My mistress, your worship wife, she that doth fast till you come home, and prays that you will hide me home.
Wilt thou flout me thus into my face? Fiends forbid! We'll take you that, sir knave!
Ah! What wilt thou? Hold your hands, knave. And you will not? I'll take my heel. Ah!
On my life, by some device or other, this villain is a rod of all my money. All to the centaur to seek this slave. I greatly fear my money is not safe.
Neither my husband nor the slave returned. In such haste I sent to seek his master. Sure, Luciana, it is 2 o'clock.
Perhaps some merchant hath invited him from the mart, and he's somewhere gone to dinner. Good sister, let us dine and never fret. Man is master of his liberty, and when he sees time, he'll go where it come. If so, be patient, good sister.
Why should their liberty than ours be more?
Because their business lies out a door.
Look, when I serve him so, he takes it ill.
Oh, no, he is the bridle of your will.
There's none but asses would be bridled so.
Why, headstrong liberty is lashed with woe. There is nothing situate under heaven's eye that hath his bound in earth and sea and sky. The beasts, the fishes and the winged fowls are their male subjects and at their controls. Man, more divine, master of all these, lord of the wide world and wild watery seas, endued with intellectual sense and soul of more preeminence than fish and fowls, are masters to their females and their lords. Then let your will attend on their accords. This servitude makes you to keep unwed. Not this, but troubles of the marriage bed.
But were you wedded, you would bear some sway.
Ere I learn love, I'll practice to obey.
And how if your husband starts some other where?
Till he come home again, I would forbear.
Oh, patience unmoved, no marvel though she pause.
They can be meek that have no other cause.
A wretched soul, bruised with adversity, we bid thee quiet when we hear it cry. But were we burdened with life weight of pain, as much or more we should ourselves complain. So thou, that hast no unkind mate to grieve thee, with urging helpless patience would relieve me. But if thou should live to see life right bereft, this fool-begged patience in thee will be left.
Well, I will marry one day, but try. Here comes your man, now is your husband nigh.
Say, is your tardy master now at hand?
Nay, he's at 2 hands with me. That which my 2 ears can witness.
Speaks he without not those meaning.
Nay, he spake so plainly I could too well feel his blows, but all so doubtfully that I could scarce understand it.
But say, I prithee, is he coming home? He seems he hath great care to please his wife.
Why, mistress, surely my master is torn mad.
Horn mad, thou villain!
I mean, not coupled, but surely he is stark mad. When I desired him home for dinner, he asked for 1,000 marks in gold. 'Tis dinner time, quoth I. My gold, quoth he. Your meat, quoth I, is burned. My gold, quoth he. Will you come, quoth I. My gold, quoth he. Where is 1,000 marks in gold I gave thee, villain? My mistress, quoth I. I know not thy mistress. Hang up thy mistress, out on thy mistress.
Quoth who?
Quoth my master. I know. Quoth he, no house, no wife, no mistress. So that my carriage unto my tongue, I take him, I bear home upon my shoulders, for in conclusion, he did beat me there.
Go back again now, slave, and fetch him home!
Go back again, and be new beaten home. For God's sake, send some other messenger.
Back, slave, or I will break thy pincer cross!
And he will bless our cross with new beating. Between you I shall have a holy head.
Hence, prating peasant, fetch thy master home!
Am I so round with you, as you with me, that like a football you do spur me thus, you spur me hence, and he spur me hither. Ah, if I last in the service, you must case me in leather.
Hath homely age the alluring beauty took from my poor cheek? Then he hath wasted it. Are my discourses dull, barren my wit? If voluble and sharp discourse be marred, unkindness blunts it more than marble hard. Do their gay vestments his affections bait? That's not my fault. He's master of my state. What ruins are in me that can be found by him not ruined? Then he is the ground of my defeatures. My decayed fair, the sunny look of his would soon repair. But to unruly deer, he breaks the pail and feeds from home. Poor am I but his stale.
Self-forming jealousy by beaten hence.
Unfeeling fools can with such wrongs dispense. I know his eyes doth homage otherwhere, or else what lets it that he would be here? Sister, you know he promised me a chain. With that alone, oh love, he would detain, so he would keep fair quarter with his bed. Since that my beauty cannot please his eye, I'll weep what's left away, and weeping die.
that jealousy.
Gold I gave to Dromio is laid up safe with Centaur. And the heedful slave hath wandered forth in care to seek me out. By computation in mine own host report, I could not speak with Dromio since first he wandered from the mart. See, here he comes. How now, sir? Is thy merry humor altered? As you love stroke so jest with me again, you know no centaur, you received no gold. Your mistress sent to have me home to dinner. My house was at the Phoenix? Was thou mad that thou so madly didst answer me?
What answer, sir? When spake I such a word?
Even now, even here, not half an hour since.
I have not seen you since you sent me hence, home to the centaur with the gold you gave me.
Villain, thou did deny the gold's receipt, and spoke of a mistress and a dinner, the which I hope thou felt I was displeased.
I am glad to see you in this merry vein. What means this jest, I pray you, master, tell me?
What wilt thou jest me into the face? Thinkest I jest? Here, take that and that!
Hold, sir! God's sake, now your jest is in earnest. Upon what bargain you give it me?
Why, because I familiarly do use you for my fool in chat with you, your sauciness will jest upon my love. Make comment of my serious hours. You will jest with me, sir, know my aspect, and fashion your demeanor to my looks, or I will beat this method in this sconce.
Sconce, call you it, so you would leave it battering. I'd rather have it ahead. And with these long blows, I must get a sconce for my head, and ensconce it too, else I should seek my wit in my shoulders. But I pray you, sir, why am I beaten?
Dost thou not know?
Nothing, sir, but that I am beaten.
Shall I tell you why?
Aye, sir, and wherefore? For they say that every why hath a wherefore.
Why, first for flouting me, and wherefore, well, urging it to me a second time.
Were ever any man thus beaten out of season? When in the why and in the wherefore is neither rhyme nor reason? Well, sir, I thank you.
Thank me, sir, for what?
Marry, sir, for this is something that you gave me for nothing.
Well then, I'll make amends to you next, to give you nothing for something. But say, is it dinner time?
No, sir, I think the meat wants that I have.
In good time, sir, what's that?
Basting.
Well then, it will be dry.
If it be dry, sir, I pray you eat none of it.
Your reason?
Lest it make you choleric and purchase me another dry basting.
Well, sir, learn to jest in good time. There is a time for all things.
I durst have denied that before you were so choleric.
Your reason?
Marry, sir, by the rule as plain as the plain bald pate of Father Time himself.
Let's hear it.
There's no time for a man to recover his hair grown bald by nature.
May he not do it by fine and recovery?
I, sir, to pay a fine for a periwig and recover the lost hair of another man.
Why is time such a niggard of hair, it being so plentiful in excrement?
It is a blessing that he bestows on beasts, and what he hath scanted men in hair, he hath given to them in wits.
Aye, but there's many a man more hair than wit.
Not a man of those, but he had the wit to lose his hair.
Why dost thou conclude hairy men plain dealers?
The plainer the dealer, the sooner lost, but he loseth it in a sort of jollity.
What reason?
For two, and sound ones too.
Nay, not sound, I pray you.
Sure ones, then.
Nay, not sure, a thing in falsing.
Certain ones, then.
Name them.
The one that he saves the money he spends in the tiring. The other that at dinner they might not fall into his porridge.
You would all this time have proved there is no time for all things.
Aye, sir, and have in no time for a man to recover his hair lost by nature.
But your reason was not substantial, when there is no time to recover.
Thus I mend it. Time himself is bald, and to the world's end will have bald followers.
I knew it would be a bald conclusion. mistress hath thy sweet aspects. I am not Adriana, nor thy wife. The time was once when thou unurged wouldst vow that never words were music to thine ear, that never object pleasing to thine eye, that never touch well welcome to thy hand, that never meat sweet savored in thy taste, unless I spake or looked or touched or carved to thee. How comes it now, my husband? Oh, how comes it that thou art thus estranged from thyself? Thyself, I call it, being strange to me. That undividable, incorporate, and better than thy dear self, better part. Ah, do not tear away thyself from me. For no, my love, as easy mayest thou fall a drop of water in the breaking gulf, and take thence that drop again without addition or diminishing, as take from me, thyself, and not me too. Dear, would it touch thee to the quick? Should thou but hear I rule a sentence, and that this body consecrate to thee, by ruffian lust to be contaminate? Would you not spit at thee, and spurt at me, and hurl the name of husband in my face, and tear the stained skin off my harlot brow, and from my false hand cut the wedding ring, and break it with deep divorcing thou? I know thou canst, and therefore see thou do it. I am possessed with an adulterous blot. My blood is mingled with the crime of lust. For if we two be one, and thou play false, I do digest the poison of thy flesh, being stromated by thy contagion. Oh! Keep then fair league, and truce with thy true bed. I live disdained, and thou dishonored. Please you me, fair dame. I know you not. In Ephesus I am but 2 hours old. Strange unto your town is your talk, which with all my wit being scanned, in turn takes all my wit to understand.
My brother, how the world has changed for you. When were you wont to choose my sister thus? She sent for you by Dromio home to dinner.
By Dromio. By me? By thee. And this thou didst return from him, that he did buffet thee, and in his blows denied my house for his, me for his wife. Did you converse, sir, with this gentlewoman? What is the course and drift of your compact? I, sir, I never saw her till this time. Villain, thou liest, for her very words didst thou deliver to me unto the mart. I never spake with her in all my life. How can she then thus call us by our names? Unless it be pay inspiration. How ill agrees it with your gravity? Counterfeit thus grossly with your slave, preventing him to thwart me in my mood? Be it my wrong, you are exempt from me. But wrong not that wrong with more contempt. I will fasten on this sleeve of thine. Thou art an elm, my husband, I a vine, whose weakness, married to thy stronger state, makes me with thy strength to communicate. And if aught possess thee from me, it is dross, usurping ivy, briar, or idle moss, who, all for want of pruning, with intrusion, infect thy sap and live on thy confusion. To me she speaks. She moves me for her theme. What, was I married to her in a dream? Or sleepest now and think I hear all this? What error drives our eyes and ears amiss? Until I know this sure uncertainty, I'll entertain the offered fallacy.
Dromio, go have the servants spread for dinner.
Oh, for my fees, I cross me for a sinner. This is the fairyland. Oh, spite of spice, we talk of goblins, owls, sprites. If we obey them not, this will ensue. They'll suck our breath or pinch us black and blue.
Why pratest thou self and answerest not? Dromio, Dromio, thou snail, thou suck, thou sucked.
I am transformed, master, am I not? I think thou art in mind so am I. Both in mind and in my shape. Thou hast thy own form. No, I am an ape.
If thou art changed to once, 'tis to an ass.
'Tis true. She rides me and I long for grass. 'Tis so. I am an ass. Else it could never be that I know her. Well, she knows me.
Come, come, I will no longer be a fool to put a finger in my eye and weep whilst man and master laugh my woes to scorn. Come, sir, to dinner. Dromio, keep the gate. Husband, I'll dine above with you today and drive you of 1,000 idle praise. Sirrah, if any ask for your master, say he dines forth and let no creature enter. Come, sister, Dromio, play the porter well.
Am I in earth, in heaven, or in hell? Waking, mad or ill-advised. Known unto myself as mine own disguised. Say as they say and persevere so. And in this midst as all adventures go. Master, shall I be porter at the gate?
Aye, and let none enter lest I break your pain.
Come, Antipholus, we dine too late.
Then, Senior Angelo, you must excuse us all. My wife is shrewish when I keep not hours. Say that I lingered with you at your shop to see the making of her carcanet, and that tomorrow you will bring it home. Why, here's a villain that would face me down. He met me on the mart, and that I beat him. And that I charged him with 1,000 marks in gold. And that I did deny my wife and house. Now, Durungar, thou wouldst thou mean by this?
Say what you will, sir, but I know what I know. Did you beat me at the mart? I have your hands to show. If the skin were parchment, the blows you gave me, your own handwriting would tell you what I think.
I think thou art an ass.
Very so doth appear by the wrongs I suffer and the blows I bear. I should kick being kicked. Being at that pass, you would stay from my heels. Beware of an ass.
You're sad, Senora Balthazar. Pray God I cheer may answer my goodwill and your good welcome here.
Yeehaw!
I hold thy dainties cheap, sir, and thy welcome here.
Senora Balthazar, either in flesh or fish, a tableful welcome makes scarce one dainty dish.
Any meat, sir, is common.
Yeehaw!
Any churl affords that.
And welcome more common, for that's nothing but words.
Small cheer and great welcome makes a merry feast.
I, to a niggardly host and more sparing guest, but though my case be mean, take them in good part. Better cheer may you have, but not with better heart. But stop! My door's locked! Go! Let them let us in!
Maud, Bridget, Marion, Cicely, Juliet, Jen.
Mom! Maltors! Cap'n! Coxcomb! Idiot! Patch! Either get thee from the door or sit down at the hatch. Dost thou conjure for wenches that thou callest for such store? When one is one too many, go, get thee from the door!
What patch has made our porter? My master stays in the streets.
Let him walk from whence he came, lest he catch cold on
Oh,
street.
who talks within there? Ho! Open the door!
Right, sir, I'll tell you when, and you tell me wherefore.
Wherefore? For my dinner, I have not dined today!
Neither here today, you must not. Come again when you may.
What art thou that keeps me out from the house I owe?
The porter for this time, sir, and my name is Dromio.
Oh, villain! Thou hast stolen both thine fame and thine office. The one there got me credit, and the other meant to blame. If thou hadst been Dromio in my place, thou wouldst have changed thy name for a face, and thy face for an ass.
What a coil is there, Dromio? Who are those at the gate?
Let my master in.
Faith, no, he comes too late. So tell your master.
Oh Lord, I must laugh. Have at you with a proverb. Shall I set in my staff?
How about you with another? When can you tell?
If thy name be called Luce, Luce thou hast answered him well.
Do you hear, you minion? You'll let us in.
I hope. I thought to have asked you.
And you said no.
So, come, help. Ha, there was blow for blow. Master, knock the door harder.
Let him knock till it aches. You'll cry for this minion if I kick the door down.
What needs all that? New pair of stocks down.
Who is that at the gate with these all this noise?
By my troth, your town is full of unruly boys.
Are you their wife? You might have come before. Your wife, Sir Knave? We'll get you from the door.
Master, you go and cane. It's me a little sore.
Choose neither cheer, ma'am, nor welcome. We would fain have either.
In debating which was best, we shall part with neither.
Master, stand at the door. Bid them hither.
There is something in the wind that we cannot get in.
Say so if your garments were thin. Your king is there born within. Make a man as buck to be so bought and sold.
Go. Fetch me something. I'll break up the gate.
Break any breaking here, and I'll break your neck.
Okay.
Never break words with you. Words are but wind. Can break it in your face, so we not so break it behind.
It seems thou wantst breaking out upon thee, hind.
There's far too much out upon thee. Let me in.
Aye, when fowls have no feather and fish have no fin.
Well, I'll break it. Go. Borrow me a crow.
Master, mean you so? For fish without fin, there's fowl without feather. If a crow get us in, sirrah, we'll pluck a crow together.
Go. Get thee gone. Fetch me an iron crow.
Have patience, sir. Let it not be so. Herein you war against your reputation. Wrong when your encompasses suspect. And violate honor of your wife. Once this, your long experience of her wisdom, her sober virtue, here, modesty, plead on her part some cause to you myself. Doubt not, sir, but she will well excuse why at this time the tours are made against you. Be ruled by me. Depart in patience and let us to the tiger all to dinner. And about evening, come yourself alone to know the reason of this strange restraint. Or if by strong hand you offer to break it now, in the stirring passage of the day, a vulgar comment will be made of it. And that supposed by the common route against your yet ungalled reputation, that may with foul intrusion enter in, and dwell upon your grave when you are dead. For slander lives upon succession, forever houseth where it gets possession.
You have prevailed. I will depart in quiet, and in despite of mirth means to be merry, I know a wet of excellent discourse, pretty and witty, wild and yet too gentle. There will we dine, this woman that I mean, my wife, but I protest without desert, hath oftentimes afraid me withal to her will we to dinner. Get you home, and fix the chain, by this I hope is made, and bring it, I pray you, to the portrait. For there's the chain that hath one bestow, be it for nothing but to spite my wife upon mine hostess there. Good sir, make haste, since mine own doors refuse to entertain me, I'll knock elsewhere, see if they'll disdain me.
Well, sir, I will meet you at that place some hour hence.
do so, this jest shall cost me some expense. Ugh. And maybe that you've quite forgot a husband's office. Shall antipathy from the spring of love springs rot? Shall love in building grow so ruinous? Let my sister for her wealth, then for her wealth's sake, use her with more kindness. Or if you like elsewhere, do it by stealth. Muffle your false love with some show of fineness. Let not my sister read it in your eye. Be not thy tongue thy own shame's order. Look sweet, be fair, become disloyalty. Apparel vice, like virtue's harbinger. Bear a fair presence, though your heart be tainted. Teach sin and heritage of a holy saint. Be secret false. What need she be acquainted? What simple thief brags of his own attaint? 'Tis double wrong to true with your bed, and let her read it in thy looks outward. Shame hath the bastard frame well managed. Ill deeds is doubled with an evil word. Alas, poor woman, make us but believe, being compact in credit, that you love us, while others have the arm to show us the sleeve. We, in your emotion, turn, and you may move us. Then, gentle brother, get you in again. Comfort my sister, cheer her, call her wife. 'Tis holy sport to be a little way vain, when the sweet breath of flattery comes to strife.
Sweet mistress, what thy name is, else I know not, nor by what wonder you do hint of mine. Less in your knowledge and your grace, you know not more than earth's wonder, more than earth's divine. Teach me, dear creature, how to think and speak. Lay open to thy earthly gross conceit. Art you a god? Do you create me anew? Transform me thus into your power. I'll yield. But if that I am I, as well I know, your weeping sister is no wife of mine, nor to her bed no homage do I owe. Far more to you I do divine. Oh, train me not, sweet mermaid, with thy note to make me drown in thy sister's flood of tears. Sing, siren, for thyself, and I will dote. Lay o'er thy silver waves thy golden hairs, and as a bed I'll take them and lie there. And in this glorious supposition think, he gains by death that hath such means to die. Let love, being light, be drowned where she sinks.
What? Are you too mad that you do reason so?
Not mad, but native. How I do not know.
It is a fault that springeth from your eye.
By gazing on your beams, thy sun being by.
Gaze where you should, and that will clear your sight.
As good to wink, sweet love, as look on night.
Why call you me love? My sister so.
Thy sister's sister.
That's my sister.
No, it is thyself. Mine own self's better part. Mine eyes clearer eye, my heart's dearer heart. My food, my fortune, my sweet hope's gain. My soul reaches heaven, and my heaven's plain.
All this my sister is, or else should be.
Call thyself sister sweet, for I to thee. For thee will I love, and thee leave my life. Thou hast no husband yet, nor I no wife. Give me thy hand.
Oh, hold! Soft, sir, and I'll fetch my sister and get her goodwill.
Come, Dromio. Where runnest thou so fast?
Do you know me, sir? Am I Dromio? Am I your man? Am I myself?
Thou art Dromio, thou art thy man, thou art thyself.
I am an ass. I am a woman's man, and besides myself.
What woman's man? Who beside thyself?
Mary, sir, besides myself, I am due to a woman. One that claims me. One that haunts me. One that will have me.
What claims she lay to thee?
Mary, sir, such claim as you would lay to your horse, and she would have me as a
speak of it without saying, Sir Reverence. I have but lean luck in the match, and yet she is a wondrous fat marriage. Dost thou mean a fat marriage? Marry, sir, she is the kitchen wench, and all grease. And I know not what use to put her to, but to make a lamp of her, and run from her by her own light. I warrant her rags and the tallow in them would burn a Poland winter. If she survives till doomsday, she'll burn a week longer than the whole world. What complexion is she of?
Swart, like my shoe, but her face is nothing like so clean kept. For why? She sweats. A man may go o'er shoes in the grime of it.
The fault water will mend.
No, sir, 'tis in grain. Noah's flood could not do it.
What's her name?
Nell, sir, but her name and 3/4, that's an L, and 3/4, would not measure her from hip to hip.
Then she beareth some breadth.
No longer from head to foot than from hip to hip. She is spherical, like a globe. I could find out countries in her.
In what part of her body stands Ireland?
Marry, sir, in her buttocks. I found it out by the bogs.
Where? Scotland.
I found it in the barrenness, hard in the palm of her hand.
Where? France.
Sir, in her forehead, armed and reverted, making war against her heir.
Where? England.
I looked for the chalky cliffs, but I could find no whiteness in them. I suppose it stood in her chin where the salt room ran between France and it.
Where? Spain.
Faith, sir, I saw it not, but I felt it in her hot breath.
Where? America. The Indies?
Oh, sir, upon her nose, all o'er-embellished with rubies, carbuncles, sapphires, declining their rich aspect to the hot breath of Spain, who sent whole armadas of carracks to be balanced at her nose.
Where stands Belgium? The Netherlands?
Oh, sir, I did not look so low. To conclude, this drudge or diviner laid claim to me, called me Dromio, swore I was assured to her, told me what pretty marks I had about my body, such as the mole in my neck, the great wart on my left arm, that I, amazed, ran from her as a witch. And I think, if my heart had not been made of faith, my breast of steel, she had transformed me to a curdled dog, and made me turn in the wheel.
Go, hide thee presently, post to the road. If any wind blow from shore, will not harbor in this town tonight. If any bark put forth, come to the mart, while I will wait for you, Dromio, till you come to me. If all know us, if we know none, I think it is high time that we trudge back and be gone.
As a man would fly from a bear for life, so fly I from her that would be my wife!
This that would call me wife, doth my soul abhor. And her fair sister, I thought would be traitor to myself. I'll stop mine ears against this mermaid song.
Oh, Master Antipholus!
Aye, that's my name.
Oh, I know it well, sir. Here is the chain. I thought to have brought it o'er the Corpentine, but the chain being, unfinished, held me there thus long.
What is your will, sir, I should do with this?
Well, what you will, sir. I have made it for you.
Made it for me, sir. I bespoke it not.
Oh, not once, nor twice, but 20 times you have. Now, go, bring it to your wife and please her withal. And soon at summertime I shall receive the money for the chain.
I pray you will receive the money now, for fear you nor see chain nor me again.
You are a merry man, sir. Farewell.
I should think of this. I cannot tell. course, I think there's no man so vain that would refuse such fair chain. I see a man may not live by stripes when in the streets he is met with such golden gifts. All to the mart, and there for Dromio stay. If any ship put forth, I'll bear straight away.
Since Pentecost the sun is due, and since I have not much importuned you, nor now had I not, I am bound to Persia in certain guilders wanting for my voyage. So make present satisfaction, or I'll attach you by this officer.
Oh, well, even the sum that I do owe to you grows to me now by Antipholus. And in the instant that I met with you, he had of me a chain. Soon at 5 o'clock, I shall receive the money for the same. Please if you walk with me down to his house, where I will discharge my bond and thank you too.
What labor may you save? See where he comes.
Will I go to the goldsmith's house? Go thou, and fire Roxanne. That I will bestow on my wife and her presence. He'll lock me out of my doors by day. But stop! I see the goldsmith. Get thee gone. Buy thou a rope and bring it home to me.
My 1,000 pound a year and buy a rope.
A man as well hope up that trusts to you. I promised your present and the chain, but neither chain nor goldsmith came to me. Belike you thought our love would last too long if it were chained together, and therefore came not.
Saving your merry humor, sir, you know the chain, how much it doth weigh to the utmost Paris, the fineness of the gold, and the chargeable fashion, which does amount to 3 odd ducats more than I stand debted to this gentleman. I pray you, sir, see him pleasantly discharged, for I am bound to see, and he stays but for it.
I am not furnished with the present money. Besides, I have some business in the town. Good senor, take this stranger to my house, and with you take the chain, and bid my wife disperse the sum on the receipt thereof. Perchance I will be there as soon as you.
Oh, then you will bring the chain yourself.
No, bear it with you, lest I come not time enough.
Well, sir, I will. Have you the chain about you?
And if I have not, sir, I hope you have, or else you may return without your money.
Come now, you know I gave it to him. And this man, both wind and tide just stay for him, and I, to blame, have held him here for too long.
Good Lord, you use this dalliance to excuse your breach of promise to the Porpentine. I should have chid you for not bringing it. But like a shrew, you first begin to growl.
The hour goes on. I pray you, sir, dispatch.
You hear how he importunes me. The chain.
Why, give it to my wife and fetch your money.
Well, I will. Either send me by some with the chain or by some token.
Fine, now you run this humor out of breath. Come, where's the chain? I pray you let me see it.
My business cannot brook this dalliance. Good, sir. Say where you'll answer me if you or no. If not, I'll attach him by the officer.
I answer you? What should I answer you?
Well, the money that you owe for the chain!
I owe you none till I receive the chain!
Come now, you know I gave it to you half an hour since. Think how it stands upon my credit.
You gave me none! You wrong me much to say so!
You wrong me more, sir, denying it.
Oh!
Well, officer, arrested at my suit.
I do. And charge you, sir, to obey me.
Ah!
This touches me in reputation. Either consent to pay the sum that I owe, or I'll attach you by this officer.
It's such a payment that I never had. Arrest me, foolish fellow, if thou darest.
Well, here's my fee, officer. Arrest him. I would not spare my brother in this case if he should scorn me so apparently.
I do arrest you, sir. You, you're the suit.
I do obey
will have law in Ephesus, to your notorious shame. I doubt it not.
Master! There is a bark of epidamnum that stays until her owner comes aboard, and then she bears away. Our product, sir, I have conveyed aboard, and I have brought the oil, the balsamum, and the aquavitae. Her ship is in the trim, and the merry wind blows fair from land. She stays for not at all, but for her owner, master, and yours.
How now? A madman! Why, the penis sheep! What ship of epidamnum stays for me?
The ship you sent me to hire waftage.
Thou drunken slave, I sent thee for a rope, and told thee to what purpose and what end.
You sent me for a rope's end as soon. You sent me to the bay for a bark.
I will debate this matter in more leisure, and teach your ears to list me with more heed. To Adriana, villain, hide thee straight. Give her this key, and tell her in the desk that's covered over Turkish tapestry, there is a purse of ducats. Let her send it. Tell her I'm arrested in the street, and that shall be. Hide thee, slave, begone! On, officer, to prison till come.
To Adriana. That is where we dined, where Dowsabelt did claim marriage of me. She is too big, I hope, for me to compass. Thither I must, although against my will, for servants must their master's minds fulfill. Not on a band, but a stronger thing. A chain
chain! Do you not hear it ring?
What? The chain?
No, the bell. 'Tis time that I were gone. It was 2 ere I left him, and now the clock strikes 1.
The hours come back. That did I never hear.
If any hour meets a sergeant, he'll turn back for very fear.
As if time were in debt. How fondly dost thou reason?
Time is a very bankrupt, and owes more than he's worth to seize it. Nay, he's a thief too. For have you not heard men say that time comes stealing on by night and day? If he be in debt and theft, and a sergeant in the way, hath he not reason to turn back an hour in a day?
Go, Dromio. There's the money. Bear it straight and bring thy master home immediately. Come, sister. I am pressed down with conceit. Conceit. My comfort and my injury. Oh.
There's not a man I meet that doth salute me as if I were some well-acquainted friend. And everyone doth call me by my name. Some tender money to me, some invite me, some give me thanks for kindness. Some offer commodities for me to buy. Even now a tailor did call me in his shop, showed me silks that he had bought for me, and wherefore took measure of my body. These are but imaginary wiles, and Lapland sorcerers do inhabit here.
Master, here is the gold you sent me for. What? Have you got the picture of old Adam New Apparel?
What gold is this? What Adam dost thou mean?
Not the Adam that kept the paradise, the Adam that keeps the prison. He that goes in the cast skin that was killed for the prodigal? The man, sir, that came behind you like an evil angel and bid you forsake your liberty?
I understand thee not.
No? Which is a plain case, he that went like a bass viol in a case of a leather? The man, sir, that when men are tired, he gives them sob and rests them? He, sir, that takes pity on decayed men and gives them suits of durance? He that sets up his rest to do more exploits with a mace than a Morris pike?
What meanest thou an officer?
Aye, sir, the sergeant of the band, he that thinks any man going to bed and says, God give you good rest.
Well, sir, let there be rest in your foolery. Is there any ship put forth tonight? May we be gone.
Why, sir, I sent you word an hour since that the bark expedition put forth tonight, and then you were hindered by the sergeant to tarry for the whole delay. Here are the angels that you sent for to deliver you.
This fellow is distracted. So am I. And here we wander in imagination. Some glorious power deliver us from hence!
Well met, Master Antipholus. I see, sir, you have found the goldsmith now. Is that the chain you promised me today?
Satan, be gone! I conjure thee, tempt me not!
Master, is this Mistress Satan? The devil. Nay. She is worse. She is the devil's dam. And here she comes, in the habit of a light wench. And thus comes that the wenches say, God damn me. That's as much to say, God make me a light wench. It is written that they appear to men as angels of light. Light is an effect of fire, and fire will burn. Ergo, light wenches will burn. Come not near her.
You and your man are marvelous merry, sir. Will you go with me? We'll mend our dinner here.
Master, if you do, expect spoon meat
the long Why, Romeo? Marry, sir, you must have a long spoon that must eat with the devil. Avaunt then, fiend. What thinkest thou was stupid? You are, as you all are, sorceress. I conjure thee, leave me and be gone.
Give me the ring of mine you had at dinner, or for my diamond the chain you promised, and I'll be gone, sir, and not trouble you.
Some devils ask for the pair of one's nails, hair, a drop of blood, a cherry stone. But she, more covetous, would have a chain. Master, be wise, and if you give it her, the devil will shake her chain at us and fright us.
Pray you, sir, my ring or else the chain. I hope you do not mean to cheat me so.
Avaunt, thou witch! Come, Dromio, let us be gone. Fly pride, says the peacock. Mistress, that you know.
Now, out of doubt, Antipholus is mad, else he would never so demean himself. A ring he hath of mine, worth 40 ducats, and for the same he promised me a chain. Both one and other he denies me now. The reason that I gather he is mad, besides this present instance of his rage, is a mad tale he told the day at dinner of his own doors being shut against his entrance. Like his wife, being acquainted with his fits, on purpose shut the doors against his way. My way is now to hie home to his house and tell his wife that being lunatic, he rushed into my house and took perforce my ring away. This course I fittest choose, for 40 ducats is too much to lose.
Fear me not, man. I will not break away. How could the ere leave thee so much money to warrant these I am rested for? My wife is in a wayward mood today. Will not lightly trust the messenger that should be attached to Ephesus. I tell you, 'twill sound harshly in her ears. Here comes my man, and I think he brings the money. How now, sir? Have you that I sent you for?
Here's that. I warned you. Pay them all.
But where's the money?
Why, I gave it to the rope maker.
500 ducats, villain, for a rope?
He'll serve you. 500 at that rate.
To what end did I bid thee hie thee home?
2 ropes in. And to that end, I am returned.
And to that answer, I will welcome you!
Be patient. Nay, 'tis for me to be patient. I am in adversity.
Thy tongue.
Nay, rather persuade him to hold his hands.
Thou whoreson senseless villain!
I wish I were senseless, that I might not feel your blows.
Thou art sensible and nothing but blows, and so is an ass!
I am an ass indeed, you may tell by my long ears. I have served this man from the hour of my nativity to this very moment, and have nothing to show for it but blows. When I'm warm, he cools me with beating. When I'm cold, he warms me with beating. I am raised with it when I sit, driven out the door when I go from home, and welcomed with it when I return. Nay, I bear it on my shoulders as a beggar wont her brat. And I think, when he has lamed me, I shall beg with it from door to door.
Come, go along, my wife is coming under!
Mistress, this fights for them, or rather, prophecy like the parrot, beware the ropes and...
Wilt thou still talk?
How say you now? Is not your husband mad?
His incivility confirms no less. Good Dr. Pinch, you are a conjurer. Establish him in his true sense again, and I will please you what you will demand.
Alas, how fine, how sharp he looks. Mark how he trembles in his ecstasy.
Give me your hand and let me feel your pulse.
There is my hand, and let it feel your hand.
My charge!
charge thee, Satan, housed within this man, to yield possession to my holy prayers, and to thy state of darkness. Hie thee straight, I conjure thee, by all the saints in heaven.
Peace, doting wizard, peace. I am not mad.
Oh, that thou wert not, poor distressed soul!
You mended, you. Are these your customers?
Oh.
Did this companion with the saffron face revel and feasted at my house today whilst upon me the guilty doors were shut and I denied to enter in my house?
Oh, husband! God doth know you dined at home! Where would you have remained until this time, free from these slanders and this open shame?
Dined at home? Thou villain, what sayest thou?
Sir, sooth to say, you did not dine at home.
Were not my doors locked up and I shut out?
Sir, your doors were locked and you were shut out.
And did not she herself revile me there?
Sans forbid. She herself reviled you there.
And did not her kitchen maid rail, taunt, and scorn me?
Certas, she did. The kitchen vessel rail sconted and scorned you.
And did not I in rage depart from thence?
In verity, you did. My bones bear witness, for which since felt the rigor of your rage.
It's good to soothe him in these contraries.
It is no shame the fellow finds his vein. Humors well his friend.
Thou hast borne the goldsmith to arrest me!
I sent you money to redeem you by Dromio, who came in haste for it.
Pardon goodwill you might, but not a rag of money.
Went not thou to her for a purse of ducats?
He came to me and I delivered it. And I am witness with her that she did.
God and the robe maker bear me witness that I was sent for nothing but robe.
Mistress, both man and master are possessed. I know it by their pale and deadly looks. They must be bound and laid in some dark room.
Say, wherefore didst thou lock me forth today? And why dost thou deny the bag of gold?
I did not, gentle husband, lock thee forth.
And I, gentle master, received no money, but I confess that you were locked out.
Oh, dissembling villain, thou speakest false and bold.
Dissembling harlot! Thou art false in all, and art confederate with a damned cat. Make a lonesome abject scorn of me. With these nails. Oh, pull down his false eye!
Bind him, let him not come near me!
The fiend is strong within him.
Oh, me poor man, how pale and wan he looks.
What? Will you murder me? Thou jailer, thou, I am thy prisoner. Wilt thou suffer them to make a rescue?
Masters, let him go. He is my prisoner. You shall not have him.
Bind him too. This man is frantic.
What wilt thou do, thou peevish officer? Hast thou delight to see a wretched man do outrage and displeasure to himself?
He is my prisoner. Let him go. The money he owes will be required of me.
I will discharge thee ere I go from thee. Bear me forthwith unto his creditors, and knowing how the debt grows, I will pay it. Good Master Doctor, see him safe conveyed home to my house. Oh, most unhappy day!
Oh, most unhappy strumpet!
Master, I've been bound for you.
Not on me, villain. Wherefore dost thou mad me?
Would you be bound for nothing? I out. The devil!
Souls, how idly do they talk! Sister, go you with me. Tell me, whose suit is he arrested at?
One Angelo, a goldsmith. Do you know the man?
I know the man. What is the sum he owes?
200 ducats.
Oh, say, how grows it due?
Due for a chain your husband handed him.
He did bespeak a chain for me, but had it not.
Whenas your husband, all enraged today, came to my house and took perforce my ring away. Straight after did I meet him with a chain.
This may be true, but I did never see it. Come, bear me where the goldsmith is. I long to know the truth here at large.
see these witches are afraid of swords.
See that will be your wife now, strand from you.
Come, let's fetch our stuff from the centaur. I long to leave her safe and sound aboard.
Stay here this night, for surely they will do us no harm. You saw they speak us fair, give us gold. Methinks they are a gentle nation. But for the mountain of mad flesh that would be my wife, I think I could find it in my heart to stay here still and turn witch.
I will not stay tonight for all the town. Therefore away, to fetch our stuff from thence.
I'm sorry, sir, that I have held you here this long, but I protest. He had a chain of me, so most dishonestly he doth deny it.
How is the man so esteemed here in the city?
Well, of revered reputation, of credit infinite, highly beloved here in the city, second to none. His word could bear my wealth at any time.
Speak softly yonder, as I think he walks.
'Tis so. And with that self-same chain about his neck, which he so monstrously doth deny. Good sir, draw near to me, for I will speak with him. O Master Antipholus, I wonder much that you would put me to such shame and trouble, and not without some scandal to yourself. Besides the charges, the imprisonment, the shame, you have done wrong to this my good friend, who, but staying on our controversy, was bound to see. This chain you had of me, can you deny it?
I think I had. I never did deny it.
Yes, that you did, sir, and forswore it, too.
Who said I denied it or forswore it?
His ears of mine, thou knowest that you did. Fie on thee, wretch! 'Tis pity to livest to walk where any honest man resort.
How art a villain to impeach me thus? I'll defend mine honor and mine honesty against the prejudice if thou darest to stand.
I dare and defy thee for a villain.
Oh, no!
Hold! Hurt him not! For God's sake, he is mad! Some yell within him! Take his sword away! Bind Dromio too and bear the palm to my house! Run, master, run! For God's sake, take a house! It's the priory, inner spoiled! You have the chariot! Be my
Wherefore throng you hither? Bear my poor distracted husband hence and bear him home for his recovery.
I knew he was not in his perfect wit.
I'm sorry now that I did drown him.
How long hath this possession helped the man?
This week he has been heavy, sour, sad, and much different from the man he was. But till this afternoon, his passion ne'er break into extremity of rage.
Hath he not lost much wealth by rack of sea? Buried some dear friend? Hath not lost his pride? Strayed his affection in unlawful love? A sin prevailing much in youthful men who give their eyes the liberty of gazing. Which of these sorrows is he subject to?
To none of these, except it be the last, namely some love that drew him off from home.
You, for that, should have reprehended him.
Why, so I did,
Not rough enough.
as roughly as my modesty would let me,
Haply in private,
and in assemblies too.
not enough.
It was the copy of our conference. In bed, he slept, not for my urging it. At board, he fed, not for my urging it. Alone, it was the subject of my theme. In company, I often glanced at it. Still, I did tell him it was vile and bad.
And there of him. The man is mad. The venom clamors of a jealous woman poisons more deadly than a mad dog.
sports were hindered by thy brawls. Sweet hard, what doth ensue? But dull, moody, and dull melancholy. Kinsmen to grim and comfortless despair, and at her heels a huge infectious troop of pale distemperatures and foes to life. In food, in sport, in life-preserving rest, to be disturbed would mad, or man, or beast. The consequence is then, thy jealous fits have scared thy husband from the use of wits.
She never reprehended him but mildly, when he demeaned himself rough, rude, and wildly. Why, you bear these rebukes and answer not. She did betray me to my own reproof. Good people, enter and lay hold of him! Go!
No! Not a creature enters my house.
Then let your servants bring my husband forth!
Neither! He took this for a place of sanctuary, and it shall privilege him from your hands, till I have brought him to his wits again, or lose my labor in assaying it.
I will attend my husband, be his nurse, diet his sickness, for it is my office and I will have no attorney but myself.
Be patient.
Oh.
And please, I will not let him stir till I have used the approved means I have, with wholesome syrups, drugs, and holy prayers, to make of him a formal man again. It is the branch and parcel of mine oath, a charitable duty of my order. Therefore, depart and leave him here with me.
Oh, I will not hence and leave my husband here, and ill it doth beseem your holiness to separate the husband and the wife.
Be quiet. And depart. Thou shalt not have him.
Complain unto the judges of this indignity. Come, I will fall prostrate at her feet and never rise until my tears and prayers have won her grace to come in person hither and take perforce my husband from the abbess.
By this I think the dial points at 5. Anon, I'm sure the Duchess herself comes to this melancholy vale of death and sorry execution, find the ditches of the abbey here.
Upon what cause?
Sir Reverend Syracusan merchant, unluckily into this bay, according to the laws and statutes of the town, is beheaded publicly for his offense.
Well, see where they come. We shall behold the death.
Once again, proclaim it publicly. If any friend shall pay the sum for him, he shall not die. So much we temper him.
Justice! Most sacred Duchess against the abbess!
She is a virtuous and a reverend lady. It cannot be that she hath done thee wrong.
May it please your grace. Antipholus, my husband, whom I made lord of me and all I had at your important letters, this ill day, a most outrageous fit of madness took him. That desperately he hurried through the street, with him his bondmen, all as mad as he, doing displeasure to the citizens by rushing into their houses and bearing thence rings and jewels and all things as well as mine. Once I did get him bound and sent him home, while to take order for the wrongs I went that here and there his fury had committed. Anon, I won not by one strong escape. He broke from those that had guard of him, and with his mad attendant and himself, each one with ireful passion, with drawn swords, met us again, and madly bent on us, chased us away. Breaking up our aim, we came back again to find them. Thence they fled into this abbey here, whither we pursued them. And here the abbess shuts the gates on us, and will not suffer us to fetch him out,
nor bear him forth to me and bear him hither. Therefore, most gracious Duchess, at thy command, let him be brought forth before hence for help. Oh.
Since thou hast been served me in my wars, and I to thee engaged the prince's word when thou didst make him master of thy bed, to do him all the grace and good I could. Go, some of you, knock at the abbey gate and bid the lady abbess come to me. I shall determine this before I stir.
Mistress, shift and say to yourself, my master and his man have both broke loose, beaten the maids around, and bound the doctor, whose beard they have singed off with brands of fire. And ever as it blazed, they threw on him great pails of puddled mire to quench the hair. My master preaches patience to him, and the while his man with scissors nicks him like a fool. And sure, unless he sends some present help, between them they will kill the conjurer.
Peaceful! Thy master and his man are here, and this is false thou dost report to us.
Mistress, upon my life I tell you true. I have not breathed almost since I did see it. He cries for you, and vows, if he can take you, to scorch your face and to disfigure you. Pardon, mistress, I hear him. Fly, be gone!
Stand by me, fear nothing. Guard with halberds.
It is my husband! Witness you that he is borne about invisible! For even now we housed him in the abbey there, and now he is here! Past thought of human reason!
Justice, most sacred Duchess, oh, grant me justice. Even for the service that long since I did thee, when I bestrid thee in the wars and took deep scars to save thy life. Even for the blood that I lost for thee, now grant me justice.
Unless the fear of death doth make me dote, I see my son Antipholus in hands with Romeo.
Justice, sweet lady, against that woman there. She that whom thou gavest me to be my wife, that hath abused and dishonored me, even in the strength and height of injury. Beyond imagination is the wrong that she this day hath shameless thrown on me.
Discover how, and thou shalt find me just.
This day, great Duchess, she shut the doors upon me while she with harlots feasted in my house.
A grievous fault. Say, woman, didst thou so?
No, my good lady. Myself, he, and my sister today to dine together, so befall my soul as it is fault he burdens me with all.
Ne'er may look on day nor sleep on night if she tells your highness simple truth.
Oh, perjured women! They are both forsworn. In this the madman justly charges them.
My liege, I am advised what I say, neither disturb with the effect of wine, nor heady wrath provoke with raging ire. Albeit my wrongs might make one wiser man. That woman locked me out this day from dinner. That goldsmith there, were he now packed with her, could witness it, for he was with me then, who parted with me to go fetch a chain, promising to bring it to the Serpentine, where Balthazar and I would dine together. Our dinner done, and he not coming thither, I went to seek him. In the street I met him, and in his company that gentleman. There did this purged goldsmith swear me down, that I this day of him received a chain, which, God he knows, I saw it not. For the which he did arrest me with an officer. I did obey, and sent my peasant home for certain ducats. He with none returned. Then, verily, I bespoke the officer to go in person with me to my house. By the way we met, my wife, her sister, and a rabble more vile confederates. Along with them, they brought one pinch, a hungry, lean-faced villain, a mere anatomy about to bank, a needy, hollow-eyed, sharp-looking wretch, unfortunately, a living dead man. This pernicious slave, forsooth, took on him as a conjurer, and gazing in mine eyes, feeling my pulse, and with no face as far out facing me, cries out I was possessed! Then all together they fell upon me, found me, bore me thence, and in a dark and tankish vault at home, they left me and my man bound together. Till now with my teeth, my bonds in sunder, I gained my freedom, and immediately ran hither to your grace, whom I beseech to give me ample satisfactions for these deep shames and great indignities.
Oh, most gracious lady,
Thus far, I bear witness that he dined not at home, but was locked out.
But had he such a chain of me or no?
Oh, my lady, he had. And when he ran in here, these people saw it about his neck.
Oh, yes.
Besides, I'll be sworn these ears of mine. Heard you first who swore that you had not the chain of you upon the part, and thereupon I drew my sword on you, and then you ran into this abbey here. From whence I think you are come by miracle.
I never came within these abbey walls. No ever didst thou draw thy sword on me. I never saw the chain, so help me heaven. And this is false. You burden me with all.
Why, what an intricate impeach this is. If here you housed him, here he would have been. If he were mad, he would not plead so coldly. You say he dined at home. Goldsmith here denies that saying. Sirrah, what say you?
Duchess, he dined with her at the Porpentine.
He did. And from my finger snatched that ring. 'Tis true, my liege, this ring I had of her.
Sawest thou him enter at the abbey here?
Sure, as I do see your grace.
Why, this is strange. Go, call the abbess hither. I think you are all mated or stark mad.
Most mighty Duchess, vouchsafe to speak word. Speak freely, Syracusian, what thou wilt.
Happy I see a friend who will save my life. He the son that serve me. Are you not my son, Antipus? Your name not Paul and Miss Romeo?
No, I used to be his man, Dromio, but he gnawed my cords in two. And now my Dromio and his man, unbound.
I am sure you, both of you, remember me.
I am sure thou we don't.
Grief has changed me since you saw me last. You not recognize my voice?
Neither.
Dromio, nor thou.
No, trust me, nor I.
I'm sure thou dost.
I am sure thou dost. Whatever a man now denies, you are bound to believe him.
Not no voice, not no meaning. Tell me thou art my son Antipholus.
I never saw my father in my life.
7 years since in Syracuse, of where you know we parted. Perhaps my son changed in my misery.
Duchess, and all that know me in the city would witness with me that it is not so. I never saw Syracusa in my life.
I tell thee, Syracusian, 20 years have I been patroness to Antipholus, during which time he ne'er saw Syracusa. I see thy age and dangers make me dote.
Most revered Duchess, behold a man much wronged.
I see two husbands! My eyes deceive me!
One of these men is genius to the other. And so are these. Which the natural man and which the spirit? Who deciphers them?
I'm Dromio, command him away!
Nay, I'm Dromio. Pray let me stay.
Aegean thou wert not? Where else is ghost?
My old master, who hath bound him here? Whoever bound him here, I will loose his bonds, and being a husband, buy his liberty. If thou beest the man that once had a wife called Amelia, that bore thee at a burden 2 fair sons. Oh, if thou beest the same Aegean, speak, and speak unto the same Amelia.
Why, here begins his morning story right. These two Antipholuses, these two so like, And these two Dromios, one in semblance, besides her urging of her wrecked seas, these are the parents to these children, which accidentally are met together. If I dream not, thou art Amelia, and if thou art she, where is that serpent with me on that fatal raft? By men of Epidemic, he and I and the twin Dromio, all were taken up. But by and by, rude fishermen of Corinth, by force, took Dromio and myself. They left with those of Epidamna. What then became of them, I cannot tell. I, to this fortune that you see me in. Antipholus, thou camest from Corinth first.
No, I came from Syracuse.
Stay, stand apart. I know not which is which.
I came from Corinth, my most gracious lady.
And I was him.
Brought to this town by that most famous warrior, Duke Menaphon, your most renowned uncle. And which of you two did dine with me today?
Aye, gentle mistress.
Oh, and are not you my husband? No, I say nay to that.
And so do I. And this gentle mistress, her sister here, did call me brother. What I told you then, I hope I shall have leisure to make good. This is not a dream I both see and hear.
This chain you had of me, sir, can you deny it?
I deny it not.
And you, sir, for this chain arrested me.
Well, I think I have, sir. I deny it not.
I sent you money to redeem you by Dromio, but I think he brought it not.
No, not by me. This person tokens I received from thee, and Romeo, my man, did deliver it to the mart. I see we did meet each other's man. And I was taken for him, and he for me, and whereupon all these errors did occur.
These ducats want I for my father here.
It shall not need. Thy father hath his life. Sir, I must have that diamond.
There, take it, and much thanks for my good cheer.
Renowned Duchess, vouchsafe to take the pains to enter with us into the abbey here, and here at large discourse all our portions, and all that are assembled in this place, that by this sympathized one day's error have suffered wrong. Go, keep us company, and we will make full satisfaction. "33 years have I gone but in travail of you, my sons, until this present hour, my heavy burden ne'er delivered. The Duchess, my husband, my children, both, and you, the calendars of their nativity, go to a gossip's feast, and go with me. After so long grief, such nativity. With all my heart, I'll gossip at this feast.
What stuff of mine hast thou embarked? Your good friendly host of the centaur, sir.
Speaks to me. Romeo, I am thy master. Come, go with us. I'll look to that anon. Rejoice with thy brother there. Embrace him. There is a fat friend of yours at her master's house that kitchened me for you today. she shall be my sister and not my wife.
I think you are my glass and not my brother. I see by you I'm a fair-faced beauty. Shall we go in to see the boss?
Not I, sir. You are my elder.
That is a question. How shall we try?
We'll draw cuts for the senor. Till then, lead thou first.
Nay, nay. We came into this world as brother and mother. Counts go hand in hand, not one before the other.